This conference will now be recorded.
Let me add a file to my program. Say even or even odd. Okay, even numbers program. Okay, so I want to print even numbers less than n, for example. Okay, n is the variable. Guys, practicing is very important. Programming is very important for us. If you are good with programming, if you are good with logical thinking, you can adapt any programming language easily. Okay, if you know the logic, if you can arrange the steps one by one, you can search for the syntax in the internet. If you don't know the logic, if you cannot plan your solution, okay, even though if you are aware of all the syntaxes, it is useless. Okay, so you must practice the programs. So how to improve your programming skills, that I can help you. Okay, first thing, you have to understand the existing programs. If I have given you one program, you should be in a position to understand the logic of the program, and you should be in a position to give me the output. Okay, like if I have shared one program, you have to understand whether there are any issues with the program or not. And if I give you some value to it, okay, some inputs, so what would be the output for that program? You should be in a position to provide that output by seeing the program itself. Okay, how can I do that? How can I do that? You have to understand every word in the program, every keyword, every logic, you should understand. Okay, as part of learning programming, first thing you have to do is take a paper and pen or notepad, practice the program without using any IDE like PyCharm, or if you are Java Eclipse, if you are from .NET Visual Studio, without doing anything, using pen and paper, you should be able to debug your program. First, you have to practice that area. Then, with the existing program, add some more requirements to it. Extend the requirements. Okay, extend the requirements, and then try to practice that program. That way you can improve your programming skills. At the end, take one example, plan the solution by your own. Okay, first, okay, I want to print even numbers less than n. N means any number. Say for example, user inputs 10, for example. From 0 to 10, what are the even numbers are available that I want to print? Okay, yeah, some people are writing logic, and those logics are correct. Those logics are correct only. Okay, here I want to tell you how you can practice your programs, and from the basic level, even if you don't have any programming background also. If you are a beginner, how you can plan your things, that I am trying to tell you. Okay, you can split this program into two parts. You can split this program into two parts. One part is checking a specific number is even number or odd number. Checking one specific number is even number or odd number. Then you have to check n number of values, like that. First, you should be in a position to check whether one number is a even number or odd number. Then you should be in a position to apply the same logic for n values. Okay, so most of us know what is a even number. What is even number? Okay, if a number is divisible by 2, if a number is divisible by 2, then it is a even number, that we all know. Okay, how can you check whether given number is divisible by 2 or not? How can we check? If I divide a number by 2, okay, and if I get the remainder as 0, if the remainder is 0, then it is divisible by 0. Am I right in saying that if I divide one number with 0, I'm sorry, if I divide one number with the number 2, if the remainder is 0, then then we can say that number is divisible. Okay, then, okay, I want to get the remainder. How to get the remainder? What is the operator I need to use? That you have to plan. we know operators concept, right? So modulus, we have one operator is there, that is modulus. If you use the modulus, that will give the remainder. Okay, that will give the remainder, I know that also. Now what I have to check here, I have to check whether the number is divisible or not. To check the divisible or not, I have to check compare with the 0. This remainder should be compared with the value 0. Okay, this program may be easy for few people, but try to understand how I am converting the requirement into program. For the complex programs also, you have to think in this way only. Say n modulus 2. Okay, when I want to compare two different values, how can I compare? I can use the comparison operator, equals. Okay, this is how I have to write my comparison statement. Okay, and again, for even number, when I'm writing the definition, see here what I have written. If a number is divisible by 2, then it is a even number. Here I'm able to check whether the number is divisible by 2 or not. Okay, so I'm saying here one condition: only when it is divisible by 2, then only it is a even number. It's a condition I'm saying. So when you want to perform some conditional related things, we have to use if statement. Let me write one simple program first. Okay, I'll take some a equals to int of input, enter a number. I'm taking one number. Okay, if a modulus 2 equals to 0, print given number is even number, else print given number is odd number. It's a simple program. Anyone has any difficulty to understand this program? Okay, so how a program will be executed, that you need to understand. Program execution will begin from line number 1 to all the lines you have. Okay, so you also think like you are an interpreter or a compiler. Okay, you yourself is an interpreter. By seeing this program, how you have to understand, okay, line number 1 will be executed first. In the line number 1, it is a comment line will be ignored by the compiler and interpreter, so ignore that line. Done. Next, come to the line number 2. In the line number 2, I haven't written any line here. Okay, so nothing will happen. Line number 3. In the line number 3, I have a variable declaration here, variable a, and one assignment operator is there here. When you have an assignment operator, first you have to calculate the right side part of the program. Okay, in the right hand side part, what I have written first, type conversion to integer, because I am trying to perform some mathematical related operation. So I want to get my input as a integer value. So I'm converting into integer. Okay, what I'm trying to convert here, I have one input method. Here I have one input method. This input value will be converted into integer. So the first the inside part will be executed. What it will do? First it will print a message, enter a number. So if this is your console, first enter a number will be printed. For example, I'm the user, I provided number 5. Okay, I provided number 5. The 5 will be returned to here. Up to this part, the 5 will be returned. So input method, what it will do, it will prompt for user input, and it reads the user input that will be returned. How it will be returned? By default, input method will return in a string data type format. The data will be in string data type format. So if you want to perform any string related operations on the data, you can directly perform. But in our example, I want to perform some integer related operations. I want to calculate some modulus, I want to compare with 0. So For that purpose, I want to have a integer number only, or maybe float also fine. Okay, so I want to convert into integer. This type conversion will help us to convert into integer. So the number 5 will become integer 5. Integer 5. So variable a value will become, you can write maybe in another section in your page, a equals to 5. For your purpose, you can mention int also. Okay, it's of type integer type. So I think line number 3 is clear to everyone. Okay, any questions? If you have any questions at any moment, you can stop me. Okay, feel free to stop me. I can explain again. Next, what happens after line number 3 execution? Line number 4 will be executed. In the line number 4, what we have written? We have written if condition. We have written if condition. When if condition is executing, the condition part will be evaluated first. What is the condition part I have? The condition part I have is a modulus 2 equals to 0. Okay, I have to replace the variable value with the value a equals to 5. 5 modulus 2. What is 5 modulus 2? 5 modulus 2 is 1. Okay, if I divide 5 with 2, I'll get the remainder as 1. Okay, 1 equals to 0. We are using one comparison operator here, the relational operator here. Whenever you are using any relational operator, it will return Boolean value. That means it will return true or false. If the comparison is success, it will return the true. If the comparison is not matching, it will return the false. So its value will become false. Okay, its value will become false. If false will come here, if false will come here, we know that in if conditions, if the condition is true, if block will be executed. If the condition is false, else block will be executed. Right? We all know that. So here, is the condition true? No, condition is false. So the false block will be executed. And in the false block, we have written one print function. What is the purpose of print function? Print function will print a message on the console. Okay. If I run this program, this is the output I'll get. Okay. For the same program, if I provide 4 as my input, okay, 4 as my input, given number is even number, this is my output. Okay, did I execute the program? No. Did I run the program? No. Even though I did not execute the program, I can understand, I know what is the output for this program. While understanding this, we have to consider one more thing. How many cases are there here? How many use cases are there here? 2 cases are there. One is even number case, another one is odd number case. Okay. Uh, okay, number I'll write. Of course, it's optional. So there are 2 cases. So I have to test 2 cases. So by running executing with the even number value, executing with odd number value, I have to cover 2 cases. Of course, it's a small program. Some people may feel bored, but this is how you have to understand the program, even if it is a complex program also. Even if it may take some time, try to practice this way so that in the beginning days, if you practice few programs like that, you will be more comfortable with the programs. Okay, let me run this program. I'm going to run menu and I'll select run option. Even numbers program I have selected. So we know it is expected. It is doing expected behavior only. Enter a number. I'll say 5. Enter. Given number is odd number. Correct. It's working correctly. I'm doing the unit testing. I'll run the program again. I'll provide number 4. Given number is even number. It is working fine. Okay. But is it the right requirement of mine? No, it's not the requirement of mine. My requirement is different. User, it will ask for user to enter a number. User will enter one number. If user enters 10, for example, okay, user entered 10. I want to print even numbers which are less than 10. From 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, I want to print all the even numbers. That is my requirement. Why we have written this part? To understand the logic of even number. Okay, now let me erase this program again. I'm writing int input enter a number. Okay, This line is clear. So it will ask the user to enter a number. User enters a number. For example, 10 is entered. 10 is entered. 10 will be stored in the variable n. Fine. Now I want to check from 0 to, maybe 0 will not be considered as even or odd. If you have that consideration, start from 1. 1 to 10 I want to check. Okay, if you want to perform some actions n number of times, what we have to do, I want to check whether a given number is even number or not. That is my logic. I want to check. And I want to check that logic against n number of values. N number of times I want to check that value. So what we have to do, we have to use iteration statements. Iterative statements are looping statements. Yes, some people are responding in the chat window. They are correct. Yes, correct. Okay, so I have to use the loop statement. Okay, I'll go with for loop. For I in, I have to have a collection here. Okay, there are different collections. List we have, tuples we have. Okay, in these kind of scenarios, range would better suit for us. Okay, range of n, I'll say. Okay, what is the value of range n? What are the values that are included in range n here? Do you remember? Let me print and show you. Let me print and show you. Print I. Okay, if you don't know this part, remember this. Range is a function which will give some n number of values from 0 to n minus 1. If I provide a 10 here, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, up to 9 the values will be considered. Okay, it is a iteration variable. I value varies from 0 to 9 for each iteration. Initially it will become 0, next it will become 1, next it will become 2, like that. It will iterate, and the number of statements will be executed here. Okay, if I run this program again, if I provide 10 here, what I'm getting, 0 to 9. But my goal is to check from 1 to 10. Okay, my goal is to check from 1 to 10. So for range I can say 1 comma n. If I say 1 comma n, what are the values it will consider? It will consider from 1 to 9. 1 to 9 only considered here. But I want to consider till 10. So I'll say n plus 1 here. Okay. Range of 1 comma n plus 1 I'm saying. That means the numbers will be considered here are 1 to 10. All are inclusive. Okay, fine. I got all the numbers. How many times I have to iterate and what are the iteration values I got now. Next, what I have to do, I have to check the iteration number is integer, I mean sorry, even or not. This is the condition, right? I have to use the number modulus 2 equals to 0. Then only it will become a even number. So what variable I have to use here? The iteration variable I have to use here. Okay, if this is done, print I. So what happens now? Whenever I value is divisible with 0, I'm sorry, it is divisible with 2 and it is giving remainder 0, then only that I will be considered and that I will be printed here, printed as output. Okay, so if I run this program and if I say 10, if I say 10, I got some values here. If you see here, I'm not getting them in single line. They are in different lines. I am I have to scroll down. Of course, it is only 5 numbers. So fine. If I have given input as 100, 50 numbers will be printed, and I have to scroll. I don't want to print them in different lines. Okay. I want to get my output this way. For example, the same output, 2 comma space 4 comma space 6 comma space 8 comma space 10. How can I do that? Why I am telling this is, we have to match our output with the requirement. I'm the client. My requirement is this one only. I want the output 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10. That way I want. I don't want like 2 in the next line, 4 in the next line, 6, like that. What to do? How to do? Anyone remember?
End equals to \t or anything,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, correct. That's correct. Any other suggestions? One best option we have is in print statement. We discussed this actually. I think you remember, few guys. So end equals to I want a comma and a space. Okay. Print statement. Print statement by default contains one property called end. There is one property called end. By default, it contains \n as a value. End equals to \n. What does it mean? It means \n means new line character. So after printing I value, new line character will be printed and the cursor will go to the next line. Again I value will be printed and new line character will be printed. By default, this is the behavior. Okay. If I want to change it, okay, I want to, instead of new line, I want to have something else. Maybe hyphen I want, maybe semicolon I want. You can provide here. Okay, for that what we need to do, end equals to, you have to say whatever the separator or delimiter you want, that you have to provide here. I want like a comma and I'm sorry, comma here, comma and a space. Okay, this way I want to print the output. Now if I run the program, I'll provide 15 for example. See the output, 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10 comma 12 14. I'm getting the output like this. If I run again, if I say 20 as my input, 2 4 6 8 20. Okay, so I'm considering only integer even numbers, and I'm printing only even numbers. I'm just ignoring about the odd numbers. Okay, any questions from anyone about this program? Everyone is good with this program? Are you able to write it?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, suppose when we take a range which is ranging from not one but any other number, so
Okay.
will the I takes that number, like suppose if I take for example range 4 to n plus 1.
Okay. Okay.
So what will be the value of I, sir? 4 by default.
Yeah, with the first iteration, its value will become 4. Next iteration,
Like
it will
how will
become
it?
5.
So will it take it automatically, or we need to give some other command to take it?
No, we don't have to give any other command. So this is your question, right? So if I run
Yes.
this, if I say 20, for example, so it started from 4.
Okay.
Okay. If you have a problem understanding this statement, let me write in a notepad. Okay, how this will be considered. Okay. Okay, so for example, if I provided like this, or here 1, or even if I don't provide anything, first it will be evaluated first. Okay, in the background. Say for example, I provided 5 as my input. Okay, how 5 will be considered here? Say for example, okay, this is my for loop, and I provided 5. Okay, so 5 means 5 will be replaced here. 5 means here it will become 6. Okay, range 1 comma 6, that is how the function will consider the arguments. Range 1 comma 6. Okay, range 1 comma 6 means 1 is the starting value, 5, 5 I mean 6 minus 1, 5 is the ending value. 1 is inclusive, 6 is the exclusive. So till the values before 6 will be considered. So this will become like this. For your understanding, I'm telling like this. Okay, like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, it will become like this. Okay, and you have some statements here, some xyz statements here in your you have some logic here. So what happens is, first I will become 1, I value will become 1, and this all the set of statements provided here will be executed. Once all are successfully executed without any exception, if exception comes, the for loop will break. If there are no exceptions, then it will go to the next iteration. I value will become 2, and in the next iteration all the statements will be executed. Again, I value will become 3, next iteration will be executed like that till I value equals to 5, the body of the for loop will be executed. Then it will come out from the for loop. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else is having any questions or difficulty in understanding this? Even if it is a small doubt, don't keep the doubts with you. You just ask me. I'm happy to repeat, no problem. Few people already know how we are discussing the things. Some people are new to me, so I'm telling repeatedly. Okay, are we good with this program? Please confirm. Are we good with this program? Are any questions? Please confirm in the chat window so that I can proceed. Guys, you have to be responding, guys. Otherwise, I'll be clueless. Please respond. Okay. Good. Shall I go to the next program? Today and tomorrow we'll be focusing on some basic programs, and next I'll jump on to OOPS concept. While we are discussing the OOPS concept, I'll be giving you some assignments, some programs as assignments. You can practice. If you have any issues, anyhow, we can jump and we can discuss. Okay. Second program. There is no order or no specific reason. I want to understand some like the conditions, how you are able to deal with the conditions, how you are able to deal with looping statements. So I have taken some random programs. Okay, there is no big reason for selecting only these programs. Okay, next one, print below pattern. Can we print this? Can you try, or you need my help? Pattern programs we will see, some combinations we'll see one by one. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so here I want to take input from the user. Say for example, if user gives 5 as input, I want to print 5 stars and I want to print in 5 lines, for example. Okay, yes, Rani, you are right. So here, how many stars I want to print? Okay, the action is I want to print a star. Action is I want to print a star. How many times I want to print? 5 times. So 5 times I have to run the loop. 5 times I have to run the loop and I have to print the star. Okay, this entire action I have to repeat again for the 5 times. So I have to use 2 for loops here. Okay, let me write the program and show you. If you have any problem, we can discuss. So for example, pattern program 1, I'll say. Okay, okay, we can take the user input also, that is fine. For now, just to make it quick, I'm hard coding the value a equals to 5, for example. Okay, a equals to 5. If I say for I in range of 5, here I don't require to I don't require the values here 0 to 4 or 1 to 5. That doesn't matter. If it is executing 5 times, that is fine for me. Okay, if I run a print statement like this, print star, what would be the output? What would be the output for this program? If I say for I in range 5, print star, what would be the output?
It will print 5 stars in columns, in each different row.
Correct, right. So if I write this program, print statement will be executed 5 times because this for loop is you have. So by seeing this line, you have to understand that okay, this is a for loop and it will execute 5 times. I value will be iterated from 0 to 4. Okay, I'm saying print star. When I say print star, what happens? It will print star pattern 1. Okay, star 5 times in different lines. Okay, I don't want to print in different lines. I want to print side by side. Okay, I want to print side by side. So what I have to do? End equals to, by default, what is the value available here? By default, \n is there, so that it is printing in the next line. I want to print them in same line, so I don't want to keep it. Okay, so end equals to empty quotation marks. If I provide like that, they will be printed in the same line. Okay, so let me run this again. I got it. See the output? Star, 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 star. 5 stars, they came side by side. Done. But my requirement is not yet completed. My requirement is not yet completed. Only this part I'm able to do. I'm able to print 5 stars in sequence in a row. But I want to print the same pattern for 5 times in different rows. Okay, 5 times in different rows. So you have to think in this way. This entire action should be repeated. This entire action should be repeated. How many times? 5 times it should be repeated. I'm sorry, here I have to say yeah. Of course 5 will also work anyhow, that is also hard coded value. Okay, so this action, if I want to repeat 5 times, I have used this for loop. I want to repeat this entire line number 3 and 4. So what I have to do, I have to write one more for loop. So at the top, maybe let me write this way. Anything is fine. For j in range a column. Just to avoid confusion between this iteration variable and this iteration variable, I have taken different iteration variables. So if I write like this, what is the output? I think I achieved my output. Do you agree or not? Ramya, your program is also correct. In this scenario, we don't have to write a 1,6. That is not required. Simply, you can say 5. 1,6 also fine. 5 also fine. Anyways, we need to execute the logic 5 times. That's it. Okay. Okay. How many of you agree the program is completed? Harini is agreeing. How about others? Ramya, do you agree? I have completed the program. Ashwini Priyanka is accepting. No, actually, my program is not yet completed. If I run this program, see the output. See the output. Why it is coming like that? Because I'm using end equals to empty quotation marks. The print statement is printing 5 stars. Okay, it is printing 5 stars. Then the cursor is not moving to the next line. Again, it is printing 5 stars. Again, it is printing 5 stars. Like that, all the 25 stars came into single line. Okay. Yeah, people are guessing correctly. So what we have to do is, after completing this part, after completing line number 5 and 6, by the time 5 and 6 lines are completed, we will have 5 stars in sequence. Okay, after completing this part, I want to split into new line. So simply I'll say one print statement. That's it. I don't have to write anything here. Okay, even if you write end equals to \n, that is also fine. It's optional. It's already there. By default, its value is \n, so you don't have to provide. So if I say print function, now it will work. See here, I got the output. 5 lines I got, and in each line 5 stars I got. Okay, so this line number 5 and 6 will print 5 stars in a sequence. After printing that, I want to break the line. I want the cursor should go to the next line. So I provided one print statement. Again, iteration will become will execute. It will print the 5 stars, and then print statement will be executed. It will go to the next line. Okay, this way you have to write to achieve this pattern. Is it clear to everyone? Clear or not? I know some 4-5 people are actively responding. They're understanding. Need to add print and equals after completing the loop. Not and equals to empty quotes. We have to provide just print statement. That's it. Okay, guys, shall I move to the next program, or any questions here? Clear? Okay, let me go to the next pattern program. After discussing the pattern program, we'll go to the prime number program. Pattern 2, for example. Okay, I want to print this way. I want to print 4 lines, and in each line I want to increment the value 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 like that. Okay, this is the pattern. How to understand this pattern, how to convert this into a program. Okay, let us think first. I don't remember the programs. I plan the program. Okay, so what is the input in this example? Input is 4 rows I need to print. Okay, so I'll write a for loop for I in range of 4 rows will be printed. What I have to print here in each row? So here I got some rows here, 1 2 3 4. Some different rows are there. Whenever you have a rows, you have to have one print statement at the end, that we have seen few minutes back, right? So at the end I will print the empty print statement. That also I understand here. Next, what are the things I have to print here? What are the things I have to print here? For example, if I'm in row 1, I have to print one element. If I'm in the row number 2, 2 elements I have to print. If I'm in the row number 3, 3 elements should be printed. Line number 4, 4 elements should be printed. So here again loop is executing. In line number 4 also loop is executing. Line number 3 also loop is executing. Line number 2 also loop is executing. Okay, so in line number 1 I have to execute the loop only once. In line number 2, 2 times I have to execute. The line number 3 I have to execute 3 times. In the line number 4, 4 times. Okay, but we have one iteration variable that is also with us. So initially for line number 1, I value equals to 0. For line number 2, I value equals to 1. For line number 3, I value equals to 2. Here I value equals to 3, that we all know. Okay, instead of saying for I in range 4, if I say 1 comma 5, for example, like how Ramya did in the previous example, if I say for I in range 1 comma 5, what are the values of I value will become 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here. Okay, now I got some matching here. In the line number 1, I value is 1. Line number 2, I value is 2, and the elements also 2 here. 3 3 4 4. So I got some base here, some clue here. Okay, so again I have to write one for loop here. For j in range of what here? Range of, I'll say I. Range of I. So when I value is 1, only one time iteration is required for me. When I value is 2, 2 times iteration is required for me. When I is 3, 3 times of iteration is required for me. Okay, that's the reason why I'm saying for j in a range I. Okay, then here in this for loop, I have to print something. Print what? What I have to print here? If I say print I, if I say print I, what I'll get? If I say print j, what I'll get? Okay, let us see in the program. Let us see in the program. Say a equals to 5. Okay, 5 or 4. A equals to 4. Okay, let me write the for loop. For I in range of 1 comma a plus 1. The first loop is clear. Next, second for loop for j in a range of I. Second loop is also clear. Print I. Then in the first for loop, I have to print new line character. So what is the output for this program? Any guess? What I am printing here? I am printing I value here. I'm printing I value here. So in each line, I value is fixed here. So I value will be printed. So I value is 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. So for this program, output will be like this: 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. This is the output I'll get for this program. Okay. So if I run this, before executing, we should get idea about the output. Something is missing here. What I missed? Why it is coming in next line? What I have missed?
End.
End, correct.
End property.
End equals to empty quotes. Now, if I run this program, see here, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Any, is it clear for this program, this output? Is it clear to everyone? Yes. Okay, good. If I say J, here, what is the output I'll get? Any guess? If I say J here, what would be the output I will receive? Any guess? Take 1 minute. Take 1 minute and think about it. Same output. No, it won't give you same output. Say I said J here. Okay. Okay. Let us say here. Here J value is 1. Okay. Here J value is 0. J value is 0. J value is 0 comma 1 here. In this line, it will become 0 comma 1 comma 2. Here it will become 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, you don't worry much about the pattern programmings. Okay, they will help you to understanding the logics only. In real time, we don't get any scenario to write this kind of things. This will improve your logical thinking. Someone typed very good bhavana. The idea is very much correct, but the answer is wrong. Am I right in saying that? Bhavana, you're right or I'm right? Yeah, I think I'm right. So the output for this program will be, my guess is this one: 0, 0, 1, 0 1 2 0 1 2 3. This is the output we will get. Okay, Bhavana tried almost correct. Bhavana, one point here is when you are saying range of 1, for example, j value will become 0. When you say range of 2, for example, 0 comma 1 will be considered. So we have to start the j value from 0. So if I run this program, see I got 0 0 1 0 1 2 0 1 2 0 1 2 3. Okay, but is it my requirement? No, my requirement is not to print 0 0 1 0 1 2 like that, or 1 1 2 1 2 3 like that. My requirement is to print like this. Where is the program? My requirement is to print 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Till now what we have achieved? We achieved the structure. Number of rows are correctly coming, number of columns are also correctly coming. What I'm missing? The actual values I'm missing. How to solve this program? Any guess from anyone? We use another variable. Very good. Correct. Any guess from anyone else? Could you please explain me why j is taking 0 as starting? Okay. Sure, Ganesh. I will explain you in a minute. Another loop is not required, Harini. Another loop is not required. We already got the structure. Loops will help us to get the structure only. Loops will help us to get the structure. Initialize with 1. Okay. Very good, guys. You guys are guessing in a right way. So let me take one variable, some counter variable, some c equals to 1. I'll say some c equals to 1. Okay, I'll print c here. After printing, I will increment the c value. So what happens now? If I run this program, say I got the output. I got my expected output. If I say some space here, see, this is the output I expected, right? How many of you are comfortable with this execution? Okay, I want to spend some more time on this program. Is it okay with you guys? How the nested loops will be executed, that part we need to understand. Okay, let me, guys, the way I'm going to explain now for the next 10 minutes, please observe very carefully. Okay, please put all your focus here. Okay, then only you can understand, and this is very important. You have to do this way for all your programs. Okay, done. Okay, I'm taking one blank notepad. Assume that this is my memory. And here I'll take some calculations or rough work. Done. Okay, program is started execution. Line number 1 is executed. So after line number 1 is getting executed, one variable a will be created in the memory, and it is of type integer, and its value will be stored in the memory. Okay, its value is 4, right? Next, line number 2 will be executed. In the line number 2, c equals to 1. So in the memory, one variable is declared and its value is 1, right? Next, come to the line number 3. In the line number 3, we have a for loop. So what is the for loop? For I in range of 1 comma a plus 1. Okay, this is the for loop I have. What is the value of a? You have to check in the memory. In the memory, value of a is 4. Okay, 4 plus 1 is 5. I know this. So what is the value of range 1 comma 5? Range 1 comma 5, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. This all this we all know, right? Next, what is the for loop? Next for loop I have for j in range of I, and print statement I have. Okay, so initially I value will become 1. I value will become 1 and it will execute the entire for loop which is available here. Next, I value will become 2. For loop will be executed. 3. For loop will be executed. 4. For loop will be executed. Let us see one by one. Okay. So I think this part is clear to everyone. For I in 1, 2, 3, 4, I value will become, we will take one by one values and it will execute the next for loop. Next for loop I'm not writing here. Okay. So for loop is started. The first for loop is started. When first for loop is started, I value will be 1. I value will be initialized with 1. You can strike off this one. Okay, you can strike off this one. For now, I'm removing. I don't have an option to strike off in the notepad. I value is 1. When I value is 1, what is the code I have? I have the code here. I equals to 1. I have the code here like this. Okay, so range of 1. I'm replacing the variables. Print c equals to 1. Okay, see here for j in range 1. Range 1 means what is the value? Range 1 means from 0 to 1 minus 1. That is 0 only. J in range 0, and this is the program. Okay, this is the program we need to execute. Next, when I equals to 2, next what happens? I equals to 2 will happen. When I equals to 2, again this part will be executed this way. Again this part will be executed. When I equals to 2, 0 comma 1 will be there here. 0 comma 1 will be there. Again, when I equals to 3, when I equals to 3, 0 comma 1 comma 2. Again for I equals to 4, 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. This will be executed. Okay, till that any question, any clarification required? Okay, now I equals to 1 for j in 0. J in 0 means j value will become 0, right? Print c value here and end statement. Print c value here. So for this output till here what happens? C value 1 will be printed. C value 1 will be printed. Then c equals to c plus 1 will be executed. C equals to c plus 1. Currently c value is 1. 1 plus 1 will become 2. So c value will be updated to 2. So it will update here. C value will become in the memory. C value will be updated to 2. Okay, we got it. Next, maybe I forgot to copy this line. Print empty print statement will be executed. The cursor will go to the next line. Cursor will go to the next line and it will wait for the next instructions. Okay, in the next instructions, what we have here, j in 0 comma 1, j in 0 comma 1. See here. Okay, so j value will become 0 first and c will be printed. C will be printed like a 2 will be printed here. 2 will be printed. Again, j value will become 1 and a second iteration will be executed. Okay, c value will be printed here 3, because c equals to c plus 1, the value is incremented. So by the end of this second loop, c value will become 3. C value will become 3 and the cursor will go to the next line. Okay, cursor is in the next line. Again here we have the for loop for 3 times. For 3 times we have the for loop. We are printing the c value. Sorry, it's a copy mistake. C value we are printing here. And c value we are incrementing here. So, sorry, c value is currently 4 actually. 4. So what happens here? 4 comma 5 comma 6 will be printed here. Right. Next, the last loop. In the last loop will be executed 4 times. currently C value is 7. Currently C value is 7. So 4 times the loop will be executed, 4 times the C value will be printed, and 4 times the C value will be incremented. So it will become 7 comma 8 comma 9 comma 10. It will become 7 8 9 10. This is how you have to dissect the program and you have to understand. Everyone is clear why we got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 as output for this program? Or any questions? Maybe while copy pasting I missed to change these values, but the flow is clear, I think. Good. So if you see any program with a for loop, can you guys debug on the paper or notepad? You can take a notepad and paper, and can you guys understand the for loop, and can you provide me the output of the program? Yes or no? Okay, you can try. Okay, I'll give you one program. Pattern 3 program. Okay, I'll write one program here. So for example, n equals to int input enter a number. Enter a number. Done. For I in range 1 comma n plus 1. For j in range 1 comma n plus 2 minus I, for example. Print j end equals to number string and print. This is the program. Okay. Say for example, if I provide input as 10. Guys, could you please be on mute? Okay. So this is the program. Don't run in your PyCharm or any IDE. Okay. Just try to debug by your own and share me the output. Okay. Can you guys do that? Just give it a try. It's not a big thing. You can do it. Even if you don't understand also, no issues. We can discuss tomorrow. Okay. Prime number program will take some time, so I don't want to continue today. So let's learn the prime number program tomorrow. So prime number also, again, two parts we will try. One part is to check whether the given number is prime number or not, and the next part is, if I say 100 for example, I have to print all the prime numbers available which are less than 100. From 1 to 100, what are the prime numbers are available, that should be listed. That way we will try to understand that program. Okay, if you can write a prime number program by your own, you can also give a try and share with me. That is also fine. You can share the Python SLC 245. This is my email address. Please share the screenshots. Write your program, run it, and share the screenshot if you want to give it a try. Otherwise, I'll explain you tomorrow how to write a prime number program and how to write a program to print n prime numbers. Okay, for now, let's put a pause after prime number. We'll jump onto the oops concepts tomorrow onwards. Okay, and in between we will discuss some programs. Weekly, sometime we'll spend on programs and we can discuss that part. Okay, is that clear?